The Mazda MX-5 SuperCup moved into the second half of the season with a visit to the picturesque Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire and the first triple header of the year. The first race was dominated by Alan Henderson, but behind him the action was as close as ever. Anthony Neal, George Lyon and Liam Murphy got stuck straight into the battle for second place, as well as Chris Dawkins making his season debut in the championship. JJ Clements headed a six-way scrap for sixth place, which briefly included Simon Goddard until his immobiliser kicked in, putting him out of the race. Dawkins got as high as second before this off dropped him back down to fifth, tearing the rear bumper loose in the process. The battles continued to rage though, as JJ Clements dived past John Davies for sixth at Park Corner. However, a shunt for Ray Grimes meant that the race ended a lap earlier than planned. Alan Henderson took a comfortable win from Anthony Neal and Liam Murphy to further extend his championship lead. Race 2 took 2 attempts to get started. On the initial start, contact between Simon Traves and John Davies at turn 1 triggered a multi-car pile-up, leaving the track blocked and a red flag to be shown to clear up the wreckage. Dan Irving, John Munro, Jeremy Crook and Tom Collins were all among the unlucky victims who will be unable to take the restart. When the race did restart, it was an under-the-weather Alan Henderson who led, while his nearest championship rival JJ Clements tried out an agricultural line at the Hall Bends. Unlike in race 1 though, Henderson was unable to escape, as Murphy, Neal and Dawkins attached themselves to his rear bumper right from the off. JJ Clements and John Greensmith did battle further back in the order, as Henderson grimly held on to the lead of the race. Eventually though, Liam Murphy was able to slip through at Park Corner, and as the leaders fought, Simon Traves joined in, making it a 5-car train for the lead, but he'd later be disqualified for his part in the first corner shunt. So Murphy took his first win of the season, and with it pole position for what would be a dramatic race 3. Murphy slipped back at the start as Henderson moved to the front. JJ Clements then had a moment exiting Charlie's, before Anthony Neal went around the outside of Henderson to take the lead at Park Corner. Clements eased his way through 2 into second place, then took advantage of a huge moment from Neal to take the lead, but only briefly, as the Paul Sheard mechanic fought straight back at the next corner. Murphy and Dawkins then joined in the fun, and eventually contact was made, with Neal spinning into retirement at turn 1. And it was the safety car that would be the undoing of the 4 lead drivers, who were all judged to have passed it too early at the restart, earning them all a 10-second post-race penalty. They fought on though, unaware of the penalty looming over them, with Clements, Murphy and Greensmith occupying the top 3 places. And that was the order it stayed, but it was actually Henderson who will be declared the winner, ahead of Paul Sheard and James Blake Baldwin, who both got their second podiums of the year. All of this now gives Henderson a commanding 40-point lead, but Clements, Goddard and Murphy are separated by just 3 points in their fight for second place. As ever, Motors TV is the place to go to catch up on all of the drama on Friday the 31st of July at 3:20 p.m.